We've just finished hanging all the drywall in this house, and tomorrow we're going to start the first coat of tape and joint compound. So today I'm going to go through and fill in all the larger gaps and damaged areas with a coat of joint compound. I like to fill in any gaps over a 1/4 inch wide. It doesn't take long to check out the whole house. Okay, so we finished attaching all the drywall. Now the next step is to start the taping process. One of the main purposes for taping is to cover all joints and inside corners. Any place where the panels have butted into each other has to be covered with taping and joint compounds to strengthen the seam and to help hide the seam. The first coat is called the embedding coat, where the tape is actually embedded in the joint compound. It would be followed, after that dries, be followed by the second coat, which is a filler coat, which widens the seam and helps blend it into the panels. The final coat is just a thin layer that helps blend the panel in together, which is the final goal, is to blend all the seams, inside corners and seams, so we have one smooth surface. I prefer to use a setting type compound for the first coat, which is the tape embedding coat. The compound comes as a dry powder and is mixed with water. I chuck a large paddle mixer into my 1/2 inch drill and stir until smooth. I'm going to let the joint compound set up for a minute, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to apply my mesh tape, self-adhesive mesh tape. You just press it into place, and you have to cut it with a knife, or if you had a sharp trowel that would also cut it. While you're applying the mesh tape, you come across an electrical box. I usually go right across the box with the tape, so that when I'm filling the joint, it avoids some of the joint compound from getting into the box. A minute or so has gone by, so now I'm going to remix the joint compound. And it's a little thinner than I like it, so I'm going to add a little bit more of it, the dry mixture. The consistency should be easy to work with, but not so thin that it will fall off my trowels. Before I apply the compound to the seams, I fill the depressions over the screw heads that fasten in the center of the panels. I cover these screws in strips rather than individually because it is faster and easier to sand smooth later on. If a screw still shows after I put a thin coat on it, I always carry a Phillips screwdriver with me, and I just take it and turn that in just a little bit by hand and apply another coat so that it's not showing anymore. Now I'm going to embed the mesh tape in the joint compound. I use a 6-inch taping knife to apply a even layer joint compound to the entire seam. Now once that's been applied, I take my 14-inch bevel trowel and I just run it along the seam, along the center of the seam, to smooth out the joint compound. This is the first coat, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I've kept the edges beveled and a nice smooth surface. And then I'll hit the other little seams here with a coat of joint compound.